Toward the end of October, I went to the Expo Eva video game expo in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I started from Uruguay and took the ferry across the river, a trip a little over an hour. Colônia del Sacramento started as a Portuguese fort and has a lot of neat old stonework, walls, and river terrain. It is a great place to look around and capture ideas if you're interested in environment art and textures. In addition to all the great old stonework, there's also a river with a lot of different environment variations to capture, and there's some really good stuff for inspiration if you're into that. The convention was held over the course of a few days. The main floor was mostly larger projects, bigger commercial titles, and publisher booths like Devolver. The upper floor was a mix of locally made and student projects and had a pretty wide variety of things. There were a few standout projects, such as a digital foosball table, there was a studio called Craftworks that had created an arena shooter called the Moshpit that looked pretty interesting, and there were 6 people playing competitively against each other on a big screen, and it was pretty interesting to watch. Other highlights were a card battler called Into the Grid, Mark of the Deep, an action-adventure, Cebador, a game where you're dead and you have to prepare a good mate to get into heaven, Dungeon Concierge, where you have to clean and maintain a dungeon, and Malvinas, La Ultima Carta. It's a survival game where you have to rescue the remains of your troops from the war in Las Malvinas. It is a very Argentinian game, but it looks pretty good. And I'll put links to some of these in the description, so if you want to find out more, you can. There were also some talks and panels. 2 of the most interesting ones for me were a tips and tricks on how to do things better and more efficiently in Unreal Engine, and another one on how to pitch your game to potential publishers or investors. And they were all pretty packed, all of the talks, and I think that at the convention in general, there were somewhere between maybe 1,000 and 2,000 people. I am not good at estimating crowd sizes, but it was either the high hundreds or low thousands of people that went. And after the convention, I went to a museum called Fábrica, and this is a place where they store and display old sets from this large theater, Teatro Colón, that's been around for basically forever. And there's some really interesting sets, and if you're interested in 3D modeling and textures and just capturing maybe photogrammetry, this would be a great place to check out. It's just fascinating, and it's life-size, and you can touch things, and it was really a highlight of the trip, and I highly recommend it. So that's just a quick overview of what a trip to Expo Eva was like. I'm definitely considering presenting a game at the convention next year, but we'll see how that goes. In any case, thanks for watching.